Good evening, everybody. Hopefully, we had a great holiday season. Hopefully, everybody spent time with their family and took some time off and relaxed. I sure know I did. So, before we get to it, please take a moment and read the disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I am not your financial advisor. Please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I do not know your situation. I invest for me, and what works for me and what works for me may not work for you. Please pause, read this, and now we will get started. All right, this was an interesting week. Very interesting. Before we get into my new positions, one of them is known, one of them is not known. Short trading week, S&P was up 1% this week. We closed at 69.29. We are getting closer and closer to my projection of 7,000 for the S&P. This is not going to be a victory, and it will not be correct unless it happens. I do not care that we are a stone throws away. It's got to hit it to be correct. Now, it wasn't easy sticking with this during Liberation Day for many people. For me, it was pretty easy because short-term volatility doesn't really matter to me. And I can see the forest through the trees. I really think we have a good chance of hitting 7,000 this year. And I just saw all the projections for 2026. And we're going to start the show with the projections. These are the official numbers from all the big brokerage houses. Stifel is the lowest at 7,000, flat year. Bank of America, 7,100. You got Barclays, 7,400. UBS, 7,500. JP Morgan, 7,500. Goldman, 7,600. Citigroup and Fundstrat, 7,700. Yardeni, 7,700. Wells Fargo, 7,800. Morgan Stanley, 7,800. Only one shop is over 8,000. That's Oppenheimer at 8,100. This is what I'm going to say. My prediction, and the official one is coming out on New Year's, 8,000 S&P is where I'm going for 2026. Now, I do think Amit's not missing, guys. He is not missing. He is quite okay. I promise you he's okay. So really thank everybody for being here. I'm reading all the comments. You guys are the best. You guys are the absolute best. Love hanging out with everybody. My price target on SoFi, I actually don't even remember what I said. I think I said something like 57. I have it in the mid to high 50s. So right now for next year, 8,000 S&P as of now. Obviously, that can change given a black swan event. I do think we're going to get a retracement of maybe 5 to 10% at some point. This is not going to be a straight line up. I think we're going to see some profit taking, but ultimately, I do not think that there is other places to really put money. We have a really good economic report. We have great GDP growth, and we have rates coming down. So I am in the camp that this is going to be a very bullish year, and this is going to shock some people. Unless something really changes, I think we can have another 2 or 3 years before we have a down year in the market. Now, that does not mean that we're not going to have retracements, and we may even see a bear market. I'm not sure that's actually going to happen, but ultimately, I do think we can have another 2 or 3 years in the green when it's all said and done. So hopefully this happens. Hopefully we all do well. I think that next year can be an everything rally. I think that not only can the large caps in tech rally, I do think the bottom companies can rally. I do think we can see the transports rally. I think we can see Coca-Cola and Pepsi rally. These are the companies that I think are going to be implementing AI and robotics to expand margins. They're the largest balance sheets, large cash flows to hire consulting companies such as Accenture to really deploy everything that needs to be deployed. And I think there could be a couple of years of unlocking productivity and unlocking growth through margin expansion. So that's where I am on the market prediction when I look at where the big shops are. So let's talk about my new positions, because that's why everybody joined. New positions. In the chat, list what you think the new position is. Everybody knows I am now part of the Nebius crew. Okay. What do you think the other one is? Wow, a lot of people coming out of the gate with VG. Broadcom, we already said Nebius, Zeta, VG. Wow, it's not Costco. I am already a shareholder of Salesforce, Tariq, so I'm already a shareholder of QXO. New position, not adding to existing. Grab. All right. I wish I was able to get in touch with somebody to bring them on. I am sure that we'll be talking about it tomorrow because we will be live tomorrow around 2 or 3 o'clock. I am now officially a shareholder in Venture Global. I took the dive, did the research. I'm in it. Here is one of the reasons why. So I went back and I started looking at previous projections because for some reason, the EIA is no longer producing this information. I do not know why. And if anybody follows the EIA reports, please send me the new one if you have it. But when I go back to 2022's report, and this was an administration that was not necessarily thrilled with traditional energy sources. And I'll put it nicely like that. The EIA under the Biden administration, this was released in March of 2023, had natural gas consumption going sideways through 2050. But natural gas production in the U.S. was up. That's the one in the center. Natural gas production was up. And then exports, liquefied natural exports was up tremendously, even in just the reference case, not even a high oil price scenario. So when I went back to all the projections, and then I did the analysis on VG with the lawsuits, and then I really started looking at the different trains coming online and started to look at this just from a EBITDA perspective and when everything's coming online. And then I started thinking about, okay, when these projections were made from the EIA, the data center expansion wasn't really happening. None of that stuff was happening. So I am now in VG with everybody. I think that Europe is going to need more natural gas. I think we're going to need more natural gas. I think the global supply will continue to increase. There's going to be multiple buyers. They'll lock in long-dated LNG contracts. Venture Global is one of the largest shippers, exporters, not producers. And their Project 2 achieved its first LNG production in December 2024. It's been ramping, and they're projecting 27.2 MTPA, and that represented a material share of U.S. LNG exports in September 25. So this is, I mean, if you are bullish on energy, and you believe that Europe and Japan need more liquefied natural gas, then VG is interesting. Now, this could go down further. I know we rallied. It looks like we rallied off the bottom. I have no idea if we hit the bottom or not. I started a position at around 670 or 680, that area. It could go up, it could go down, it could go sideways. I have no idea what it's going to do. I do not have a full position yet. I will be scaling into it. And hopefully, this is something that does well for everyone. We'll see what happens. I think that as the upstream producers continue to produce more, we're going to see a lot more exports happening, and Venture Global is going to grow into one of the largest exporters. And when I look at the trailing 12 months for Venture Global, the big difference between them and Next, Venture Global is already doing $10.8 billion in revenue. They're doing $5.6 billion in gross profit, so they have more than a 50% gross profit margin. They're doing $2.5 billion in net income. Their EBITDA on a trailing 12 is $4.8 billion. I believe that they're going to be over $6 billion in EBITDA this year, if I remember the numbers correctly. The balance sheet's not pretty, okay? They have $32 billion in long-term debt. But they get to $7 or $8 billion in EBITDA. That $32 billion in long-term debt does not look nearly as big as it once did. It's still a company in its infancy. And when I look at the debt being issued and debt being repaid, we're starting to get to a point that's palatable. So they've issued a lot of debt over the past several years, but they're paying down more now. And I have a feeling that over the next 2 years, we get to a point where they're paying down more debt than they're issuing. And one of the big things is the debt stack, because they issued $16 billion in debt in 2023, and they only paid down $6 billion. That was at high interest rates. As rates come down, I think that they're going to be in a position to issue new debt at lower rates, repay the higher yielding debt, and expand their margins because they won't have the large expenses on the interest payments. The lawsuits can definitely hit. I think that's already baked in, and I'm not seeing either lawsuit being a company bankruptcy situation unless I looked at them incorrectly. The BP one could be over $1 billion in damages. I don't think the Shell one is going to be over $1 billion. And I think that VG is going to be able to get out of these and pay the fines, pay whatever it is, and it'll be a bee sting. It won't be a knockout blow. So this is something I think that's going to be a couple of years, not a couple of weeks. I think everybody by now knows that I do not invest for the short term. I invest for the long term. And I'm finally comfortable starting to scale in. I do think when I look at the chart, and everybody knows I'm not a technical analysis person, the bottom could be in. It could go lower, but it could be in. And I'm comfortable here at this valuation and scaling in. This is a situation where I'm getting interested. So we will see what happens. But VG is the new one that I'm in. Got into Nebius also. Not going to spend too much time on Nebius. I'm looking at the chat. The big thing that worries me is that a shift in political climate will be detrimental to VG in addition to the rest of the energy industry. If we get a big shift in 2029, that could be pretty bad. So I don't know what's going to happen. That is a headwind that everybody needs to keep in the back of their heads. But I think at the end of the day, everybody realizes we just need more of everything. more of every source of energy, and that's not stopping. And exporting is expected to increase. So as that happens, I think VG will continue to expand their EBITDA. All right, I don't hate NextDecade. The problem is NextDecade is a pre-revenue company. Well, it's not really pre-revenue, but it's not doing the revenue that's expected to do for a long time. And it's still a pre-revenue company. I was right. Negative operating income. This stuff's not coming online for a while. I'd rather, at this point, I understand the business model for both of them, and I'd rather go and venture global at this point. I don't have a price target on Nebius. I do think next year is going to be a very interesting year for the neo clouds because I think we're going to see a lot more deals. So we'll see. Give me 1 sec, everyone. I just got texted by everybody's favorite YouTuber, Amit. He is good. I'm just letting everybody know. Do not worry about Amit. Just text it with them. He's good. So never fear. Amit is okay. I'm not going to give a price target on Nebius, but Nebius, not next year's not the year that I am worried about. I'm interested in 2027 because I think they can become profitable. And if they do, I think it's going to go boom. Now, I will not be angry, and I will actually look at Nebius falling to 50 as an opportunity to buy more. I am not a full position in Nebius, and I would just continue to acquire. That's me. I also believe in the AI revolution, and I think that the AI trade has a lot of legs. So we're not going to give any price targets, but I think over the next several years, it's going to be good. I'm not giving price targets on VG. The only reason I do it for SoFi is because we do it every year. I really don't like giving price targets, everyone. So, yes, I do have an MBA. I'm not buying options. I'm not doing options on any of this. I'm buying equity in VG and Nebius. I'm not doing options. I may start writing cover calls against Nebius. We'll see. The premiums are pretty good. So those are the two big ones. VG and Nebius this week. Yeah, the only reason I do the SoFi price targets is we do it every year and we have a contest. 1 sec, everyone. Oh boy. Yeah, I did say 57.50 or so. I think it's going to be in the upper 50s. But yes, I was texting Amit. He texted me something. I texted Amit. He is alive and well. Thoughts on CoreWeave? I mean, the debt is why I didn't get into CoreWeave, and I got into Nebius. I like both of them, but CoreWeave's debt stack is just there was reasons why I got into Nebius. That was the big one. So I am hey, I'm trying to be like Amit. You know what I mean? He goes live a lot. I'm trying to be like Amit and go live. You know what I mean? So next year, oh, silver. Hopefully, everybody listened to me when I was talking about silver last year and the year before. And I said that from a correlation to gold, it was too inexpensive. And on a long-term history, it looked cheap. Hopefully, people bought some silver. I know I did. So I would not be surprised. Here's the thing. You guys know that I have no freaking clue what the hell is going to happen. I would not be surprised if you see silver sell off. There are so many people that bought silver at $10 and $15 and $20 an ounce. It's at 79 an ounce. People have 4, 5, 6x in 2 years. I think you're going to see a dump. I look, can it go to 100? Maybe. I think you're going to see silver dump at some point soon because oh God, mate, you did not have to do that. Happy holidays. See, everyone, he is alive. I promise you, nothing happened to him. He didn't get abducted by aliens. He didn't get napped. All right. He may have been taking a nap, but he did not get napped. Now, he will be back with everybody sometime soon. He still loves everybody. I will tell you that right now. He is good. He saw the sign. I sent him a picture of the sign. I'm going to try to get the sign up this week. We'll see. We will see what happens. It'll be up for next weekend, I can tell you that. I got to tell you, you guys are hilarious. I love this community. They are hilarious. Oh, my God. Is Yoda in there to absorb the echo? No, the echo, there's really no echo. I put a really thick carpet with padding underneath me, so covers almost the whole room. My nephew got me a Milk Gang Studio sign. It is epic. It's in the other room, though, so I don't feel like getting it out of the box right now. But it'll be up. It's probably going to be up behind me at some point. Look, silver may not plummet because we're in a silver shortage and you need more for everything with data centers. But with how much it's ran, I wouldn't be surprised if it sells off. Do an unboxing video. I already opened it. But it will be up on the wall at some point. Look, the case for silver is you had all these silver heads buying up as much as they could on the open market, and there's actually a silver shortage based on all the chips and electronics and everything needed for data centers. It's a perfect storm. You guys know I don't talk about shares unless it's AMD, and I tell everybody how stupid I am. So, look, this isn't about how many shares one person owns versus someone else. All you have to know is that I am now in VG with everybody. I have a vested interest in VG, and I will be going more into VG over time. I actually did add to Nebius today. I actually added to BMNR today also. Yes, Ricardo, I did come back after the weekly show. I mean, look, for me, Amit, I don't know if you were on when I showed this, so I'll show it again real quick. When it comes to energy, the previous administration was not fond on fossil fuels. You had the EIA in 2023, and they do not publish this slide anymore. Dry natural gas production through 2050, in just the reference case, was up around 20%, 25%. And exports from where they were, just in the reference case, was more than double through 2050. And in a high oil price environment, they basically said that we could see 3 or 4x on exports. Now, this is before the data center boom. I do think that these projections have changed. I would like to see an updated chart on that. And then when you think about data centers, you think about energy. And also, here's the other thing. You think about third world countries expanding their position in their economies and more people being uplifted out of poverty, you need more electricity. You need more energy. So Venture Global is interesting from a exporting perspective, and it's finally time for me to get in. I haven't really looked at Zeta that much. I'll look at it for everybody. I'm just using Gemini for thumbnails, nothing professional. Guys, I'm not going to tell you how many shares. I'm not going to tell you if I'm going to match Chris or anything like that. Just know that I'm in it. If I say I'm in it, I'm in it. That's all you need to know. So BMNR, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm averaging down. I'm down on it like everybody else. And I will continue to buy it. I am a believer in Ethereum. And I think 2026 is going to be the year of the stable coin. I think we're going to have a lot of good stuff coming out. Oh, admit, that's fucking hilarious. Look, guys, I saw the post on X today. I saw Derek's post. I saw Matt's post. I saw Mitt's post. I saw him. Trust me, I see everything. I see everything. And by the way, Amit, I'm not sure if you were here in the beginning, but here are the estimates. I'm pretty sure that you saw it, but everybody's saying next year is going to be a good year for the most part. I'm excited. Very excited. So I think my scenario is going to play out next year. We got to get to 7,000 this year. Got to get to 7,000. We have, what do we have? 2.5 trading days left. So we'll see what happens. 2026, I think, will be a good year. Yes, I do enjoy investing in individual stocks, everyone. With the amount of research I do, I would hope so. I am, look, I wouldn't say there's no Santa rally by any means. I mean, if we look at the S&P, the S&P's up 2% in the past month. And it's up 1% in the past 5 days. You can't say there's no Santa Claus rally. We could get to 7,000. And even if we don't, you think about where we were. This is a market that hit 48.35 in the spring. To be where we are right now, more than 2,000 points higher, I mean, I don't think we could really ask for anything else. Daniel, thank you very much for this. I really appreciate it. Yes, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to make a weekly series on YouTube. I'm going to start a new account. So I'm not sure if New Year's Eve stream will be the first day of it, but what I am looking to do, it's not clickbait or anything like that. I'm not going to put a crazy amount of money in. Like, I don't want people clicking on the videos just because it shows a big number. I hate when people do that. I don't want to do it. This is going to be for people who are truly interested. I am going to start a new account. I have not decided how much I'm going to put in. I'm just going to put a couple grand in to start, and then I'm going to add to it every week, whether it's 100 or 200 or 250 or 300. I haven't decided yet. I got to think about it because what I want to do is the same thing I did for Seeking Alpha. And I started an account from the ground up, and I started with $100, and I added $100 every week for 251 weeks and showed everybody how I would build an income producing portfolio from the ground up. And I showed every trade, I showed every single detail I've documented in that series. So I'm not going to start it with just 100 because then I can only buy 2 positions or something like that, 1 share of each. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a good base in it. It'll be anywhere from 2 to 5 grand just to get a base on it. And then we'll add to it every week. Every week will be an update video. And every week I will go over what I bought that week, how much income came in. I'll make a bunch of slides, et cetera, et cetera. And what I may do in it also is I may add a section and I may buy 100 shares of SoFi and just write calls on it. And I will show how by writing calls, you can take that premium, throw it into income producing positions. I may do that also. So we will start something for the YouTube community. I know not everybody has a Seeking Alpha membership. Gruff, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Can you talk about TMC now with data centers and chips? So I am not familiar with TMC. I would have to get familiar with it. I am happy to look at it very quickly and bring it up on screen and just give you a rough idea. So $3.15 billion company, at least it's not a small cap. You guys know I don't like small caps. I mean, how the hell are they a $3 billion company when it's pre-revenue company? I don't even know what they do. So the way I look at stocks, I'm not going to be of any help. So I'm already have a jaded idea. So 115 million of cash. How much debt do they have? They don't have any debt. How is that possible? Not seeing any debt on the balance sheet. How do you have negative equity with no debt? All right. Positive net debt position. That's good. Let's see what bodies we can. Oh, so they don't have any revenue yet. Stock-based compensation is 68 million a year. That is not promising. Cash from operations negative. They're not issuing debt. So they're funding everything through issuance of common stock, which I'm fine with. I need to look at what they do. I mean, the financials don't tell me shit. How many shares do they have outstanding? Low share cap, they're diluting the hell out of everybody. Where's the analyst community have this? Okay. Lose money for this year and next year, and then they become profitable in 27. Not horrible. Pre-revenue this year, next year. All right, let's see what the hell this company is. And I don't know why it didn't update, so hold on. Developing the world's largest estimated resource of metals required for electric vehicles and low carbon energy. I mean, what are they freaking doing? Graphite and stuff? Nickel, cobalt. Okay. I'm going to need to ask somebody that actually knows about this stuff. I have somebody I can reach out to. All right, I'll do more work on it. I'll get back to you. I got somebody I can reach out to for that. But I'm not that interested in this. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, my thoughts on Berkshire is it's no longer interesting. Berkshire is no longer interesting to me because they have over 300 billion in short-term T-bills. Rates are coming down. I think a lot of their interest income is going to be depleted, and I think there's other plays. I'm super bullish on Amazon right now. Amazon's going to be something I'm really planning on adding a lot to next year. That's going to be one of the really big drivers of where my new capital that goes into the market is going to go in. Over the next several years, I think Amazon has got so much potential. Flex, if you want to gift me a share of BRK-A, I'm not going to stop you, okay? Not going to stop you. Raven, Chris said to send him a link. Is Chris in the chat? Oh, shit. He is in the chat. Hold on, Chris. You should have freaking hit me on WhatsApp. Chris Patel, where are you? All right, you have a link, Chris. Do I think it's realistic for Amazon to reach 20% growth? I don't know about 20%. I mean, they're due so much freaking revenue right now, but I don't think it's crazy for them to grow at 10 to 15%. I mean, I think 11 or 12% is more realistic. 20% is going to be really hard. Remember, they're going to break 700 billion of revenue this year. 20% growth is crazy. So I don't think that they're going to do 20%. 10 to 12, 10 to 15. 15 would be really crazy. But I do think that 10 to 12 is going to be much more realistic than 20%. Okay, the big show. You ready for something? I actually wrote a 30-page business plan for exactly that. I have a 30-page business plan that I wrote for this to set it up as a not-for-profit, and there was issues with me doing it, and I never did it. So at some point in my life, I would like to do that. I will probably have to pass a couple of exams to actually do that, I believe, or bring somebody on that already has certain credentials. I need to really talk to some lawyers about that, but that is in the back of my head to do something like that. And my premise was going to be that it would only be or predominantly be in income producing assets. And the first two dividends, or depending on, let's put it this way, the first half of the year dividends would get reinvested, and then the second half of the year dividends would get donated to charity. So I that is in the back of my head to do something like that. And then set up a bunch of charities like Wounded Warrior, et cetera, to give to. So And I would do it free pro bono. I wouldn't take a paycheck or anything. It is something I want to do when I'm older, without a question. I mean, I don't hate those three: Amazon, Berkshire, and Schwab Growth. I don't hate that. Yeah, exactly. Endless dividend fund for charity. I mean, that's exactly what I want to do. And part of the reason I was giving a little bit too much information away, but part of the reason I was documenting the $100 a week thing was to show an ongoing track record of managing something publicly like that, specifically in the income space. So at some point in the next 10 years, I have a feeling that it will be set up and I will be doing that as just a passion project type thing, especially for St. Jude's Hospital, that type of stuff. Um, Breast cancer awareness, like those are the three big ones: kids, breast cancer, and military. Yes. So I'm not sure where Chris is. I see that he got the link, so he'll come on in a little bit, I guess. Oh, it's not about setting it up. It's about the rules and regulations around it. I mean, I could set that up in any brokerage and then just liquidate the money I need to liquidate and write a check and donate it. That's the easy part. The hard part is actually setting it up. Because unfortunately, even when you want to do something nice like that, there's a lot of regulations you got to go through. So, where is Matt Money? I texted him. He didn't text me back. I know that we'll be talking tomorrow. You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm gonna. What time is it? My accountant is still up. Maybe I will. You know what? I'll call my accountant tomorrow and ask him to look into it for me. Yes, theoretic. If it's just me personally, yes, I could do it on my own, and it would not be hard. I want to do it as a non for profit where if people wanted to donate to it, they could, so we could raise more money. So that's why I'm saying there's a lot of legal stuff I'd have to look at, and there's just so many rules and regulations. I do not know. I'm not a lawyer, so I would need to really have a lawyer look at it. So that's why it's not up and running yet. I doubt that BMNR sent you that letter. I mean, BMNR, they keep reaching out to me to vote. It's like, man, I don't want to log in and vote. Prop bets. I got to tell you, especially with prediction markets, I DraftKings is worrying me, guys. I know we've talked about before, but DraftKings is these prediction markets are getting really good. I'm very excited if Robinhood gets to the point where you can buy contracts on earnings reports. Oh my God. I cannot wait for that. I do not own DraftKings. DraftKings was something I really wanted to buy, but I couldn't do it because I didn't like the financials behind it, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because of the prediction markets. I think what's really I think Vegas is interesting. I am really interested to see what happens with the casino stocks. Yeah, I don't want SoFi to add prediction markets. The fact that they're a bank, I just, on one hand, from a revenue standpoint, I want it. At the same time, I do not want them adding it because they're a bank. Lena, they called you. They're sending me the same text message as you. What is it, Alliance, whatever? So freaking annoying. I'm going to have to check and see if I got a letter. Yeah, I will see if I got a letter. I mean, that would, unbelievable. Well, I got to tell you, I was thinking about Nike, and even though I hate the industry, I don't know that Nike's a bad idea anymore. The more I think about it, the more I think maybe it can turn around. I'm still not in it. I'm still not going to get in it, but I'm hating it less than I did yesterday. I was thinking about it last night, and I was thinking about it today, and I don't know. I think it's got merit. Let's say that. I mean, it is Nike, even though I think there's so much freaking. I think there's so much competition out there, but it may. I actually want to watch something with everybody, and I want to go into some numbers. I want to see who had GPIQ as a final trade today. So give me a sec. This is a very short video. Uno momento. This is becoming one of my favorite cover call ETFs, by the way. Oh, I got to tell you a funny story after this.
Final trades. Kevin Simpson, starting with you first.
My final trade is Visa, amazing holiday spend, record free cash flow, and a clean balance sheet.
All right, Bryn Talkington.
GPIQ, one of our favorite growth covered call ETFs, outside of Kevin's, of course. It has a 10.5% distribution yields, only 30 to 60% covered, gives you good equity and income total return.
All right, and you, Jim.
CRH. Not too many people know about this company, but they will more and more. It's just been added to the S&P 500. It's an aggregates and materials company, high performer, and I'll bet it is the subject of window dressing into year end.
All right.
Very interesting. Chris apologizes. Something came up. So maybe he'll be on tomorrow with us. Before I get into GPIQ, I got to tell you, so my nephew loves YouTube, and I keep forgetting that at my parents' house, I don't have a side, like a additional profile for him. So he'll just sit there in my parents' basement watching YouTube, and then I go home, and all these cartoon videos are freaking in my algorithm. I got to make him his own profile. But I thought that was funny. Anyway, Goldman Sachs NASDAQ 100 income fund is super interesting to me. It's actually becoming a really nice blend of income and yield. The last time I looked at it, it was around 17%. And it was around, no, probably more, probably 18 or 19%. Let me bring up the spreadsheet. And let's see where it is. Here we go. Whoops. I apologize. This is what happens when we go on tangents. I have so much stuff already created that we just go on tangents. Three. Where the hell's the new one? I know I built a new one on this. Like, what the hell? Hold on. GPIQ. It's on. Okay, it's on this one. I found it. I found it. All right. Let me just move this into a new one so you guys don't see all the chicken scratch and go crazy. And this is as of today. So let's say it's the 26th. All right. We got it up. So GPIQ has a total return this year on a year-to-date basis of 19.71%. It has done 9% in appreciation and another 10.5% in distribution yields. It's very interesting to me. It's actually outperforming QQQI. It's become one of my favorite covered call ETF funds. You shouldn't need your reading glasses anymore. I blew it up. I made it a little bigger. I like GPIX also. So I am doing the dividend yield off of the income that they've generated for the year based on where the shares were at the beginning of the year, not based on today's share price. So this is if you had bought it at the beginning of the year. The actual yield right now, if you were to buy it now, would be 9.69%, just like the Big Show said. So when I did this analysis, it was showing if you had bought each of these at the beginning of the year, what the real statistics would be. And I use SPY and the Qs as my band to show where the market is and where the NASDAQ is. GPIQ on a total return beat the SPY this year, which is really interesting. And I did everything with SPY's income generated. I actually don't know if because I did this the other week, 2 weeks ago, I think. So I'm not sure if SPY paid its dividend this month yet. I think they may have, so I got to update that. But, oh, how much snow do I have outside? That's right. It was snowing when I got home. Shit. I don't know. Hold on. I'm not too concerned because I don't have to shovel anything, so I kind of don't care. And I'm not going anywhere. How much are we supposed? Winter storm warning. We are supposed to get 2 to 5 inches where I am. Yeah, 4 to 7 on Long Island. I'm not shocked. So the Goldman Sachs income ETFs are very interesting to me these days. Seeing if there's anything else on CNBC that's going to be interesting. Not really. Oh, here's another thing people aren't talking about, just popped in my head. So I know that I went through why I'm bullish 8,000 next year with GDP growth, with inflation coming down, interest rates going down, et cetera, housing market potentially opening up. People aren't thinking about tax season. People aren't thinking about what's going to happen if people get bigger refunds back this year from the big, beautiful bill, and what's going to happen in 26 when there's no tax on Social Security, no tax on tips, et cetera, et cetera. I got to tell you, no tax on Social Security is huge. And you may see some of that capital roll into the market, into income-producing assets for retirees that are living off of 401ks or pensions. So I really do think that there is a big bull case for 2026. So I only planned on, I know BS, I know, I don't think you're going to be the only woman there. And I don't believe that she will be coming, but I will say. So I wasn't going to, tonight was really just supposed to be about VG and stuff. We went into a bunch of different things. So I want to end it with this, and I need everybody's help. This is something so stupid. It is not about stocks, okay? It's about movies. So if you saw Tanner and I's discussion during the week on Wednesday night, oh shit, we may have to change our freaking show because I think he's having a New Year's Eve shindig at his house. Now, we will figure it out, but we are making top 25 lists for movies. And I am having a very hard time with my top 25 list. I redid it. I'm having a very hard time. I'm going to share it. It is in alphabetical order. It is not in best to worst. This is what I'm going to tell everybody before I share it, okay? What I told him is I do not want this to be a top 25 list just to check off boxes. I want this to be a top 25 list of favorite movies of his and favorite movies of mine. Like best movies of all time is going to be different for everybody. And the way that I'm looking at this, if I am going through Amazon Prime or I'm going through Hulu or I'm going through TV channels, if one of these movies are on, am I clicking it or am I stopping channel surfing? So this is what I got right now. I got 40 movies on it. There should be more. I know I'm forgetting some. Here's the list. We're going to go through it and give me some help. It's in alphabetical order, everyone. American Gangster is staying. It is a perfect masterpiece movie. It's actually top 5 of all time for me. I got Bloodsport in there. I'm a huge MMA fan. I love these types of movies. And I think Bloodsport is just a perfect old school martial art movie. And I think it's better than Kickboxer. Blow, it's just Johnny Depp at his best. Love the movie. Braveheart is a perfect movie. Perfect movie. Caddyshack is just one of the funniest movies of all time, in my opinion. Casino Royale, my favorite Bond movie. Creed is, to me, one of the best boxing movies ever made. I love it. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is a quintessential martial arts film. that changed how special effects are done. Days of Thunder, love it. Love the movie. Dodgeball, hilarious. Donnie Brasco, one of the best mob movies ever made. Friday Night Lights is arguably my favorite football movie. Gladiator, it's just a perfect movie. Goodfellas could be the best movie of all time. I took Casino out of here because I had too many movies. Heat, one of my favorite movies of all time. Leon the Professional, Lethal Weapon, Lord of the Rings, the first one, Midnight Run, hilarious 80s movie. Ocean's 11, one of the best casts you'll ever see in a movie. Point Break is, to me, such a great movie. I mean, Pulp Fiction, need I say more? Remember the Titans is also an incredible football movie, incredible movie about leadership. Denzel's amazing in it. Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze, that movie's on, I'm watching it. Don't care. Love that movie. Rocky IV to me is the best Rocky movie. Rounders, love it. Big poker player, love Rounders. Superbad is one of the funniest movies of all time. Color of Money is amazing. I mean, such a good movie. It makes me want to go play 9-ball. Dark Knight. I had a hard time with The Dark Knight because I think Batman Begins could be better than Dark Knight. I had a very hard time with that. The Departed, incredible movie. Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie. The Fighter, I think, is so underrated. Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale do such an incredible job in it. The Godfather, hands down, best in the trilogy. Tin Cup, my favorite golf movie. It's hilarious. Kevin Costner, one of his best movies. It's incredible. Tombstone, best Western movie of all time. Better than Quick and the Dead. It's incredible. Top Gun, love it. Training Day, great movie. Troy, incredible movie. Masterpiece. True Romance. So many people have not seen this movie. It's incredible. Wedding Crashers. One of the funniest movies of all time. So, this is my list. I got to get it down to 25, and I do not know how I'm going to get this down to 25. Thank you so much. Leon the Professional is a freaking fire classic. Yeah, I mean, look, the first Matrix is amazing. So I was not looking at the comments, so if I missed something, I'm not going back, just retype it. No, Prestige not in there. Citizen Kane, I'm not putting old movies in there. Citizen Kane, Casablanca, they're not going in there. I'm not watching them if they come on. It's just not happening. Interstellar is a great movie, but it's not something I want to really watch. Fuck. This is why I come to the community. This is why I come to the chat. The Wolf of Wall Street. How did I not put that on? It's going on the list. Shit. God damn it. This is going to be really hard. Keep in mind, this is my list. Everybody's list can be different. Like, I love The Color of Money. Like, I don't know. I like that stuff. I would love to shoot pool a couple of days a week. I don't know. Like, Tin Cup's hilarious. Yeah, True Romance is freaking great. Like, so many people have not seen that movie. I really think, and I'm trying to convince Tanner to make this a top 50 list instead of a top 25. 25 is just too freaking hard. What's your favorite movies? I mean, I've seen everything you guys are putting in. Like, if you had to pick your 5 favorite movies, what would they be? Matrix, Gladiator, Law-Abiding Citizen. Oh, Danny Glover's better in Lethal Weapon, P2B. Thank you for the super chat. Lethal Weapon is freaking incredible, everyone. It's incredible. A lot of people love Shawshank. I'm not a Shawshank fan. Spencer with Titanic. Basic Instinct. I wouldn't put it in there. Usual Suspects is a good movie, although I think it's overrated. I would consider throwing Snatch in here. I think I'm one of the few people who think Scarface is a overrated movie. Man, a lot of people really love Inception. I'm gonna have to go watch it again. I can't believe Dougie watched all 3 Lord of the Ring movies the other day with his wife. Boogie Nights I had in there in the original list. I took it out. I should put it back in. Boogie Nights is awesome. Big Short, thank you. I gotta put the Big Short in. If that's on, I'm watching it. Such a good movie. Big Short. Thank you for making this harder on me. I mean, we're going to try to make Amit watch these movies. There's probably no way that he does, but we'll try. I think my list is pretty freaking legit. Yeah, The Departed is freaking unbelievable. Butterfly Effect's a good movie, actually. Apocalypse Now. Inglourious Bastards. Man, I would consider throwing something like 61 in there because I think it's the best baseball movie, but difficult. I don't think Amit's ever seen Boogie Nights, guys. Gary Miller's Crossing is incredible. Incredible movie. Miller's Crossing. All right. I am going to say it. Fast and Furious 1 is actually very entertaining. Shit, Dazed and Confused. Why do I not have Dazed and Confused in here? Shit. Shit. National Treasure is a really fun movie. I feel like you can watch that at any time. Seven's legit. Last of the Mohicans is a good movie, but I'm not like seeking it out type thing. I am not a Good Will Hunting fan. I don't know what to tell you. Not for me. No, hell no, I'm not removing Top Gun. That'll never happen. Big Lebowski is a great movie. Austin Powers is funny. Shutter Island was good. Well, I'm going to think about this. I am going to look into this more. Catch me if you can. Shit. Gotta have that in there. Last Samurai is such a good movie. Oh my God. That should really be in here. That's a great movie. Inside Man. Yes, Naz. Thank you. That was on the original list. Yeah, June, I don't know what to say. It's very bad. Yeah, I think, I mean, all right, we're putting John Wick on, and I wouldn't respect myself in the morning if I didn't have at least one Steven Seagal movie somewhere in here. And it's either Out for Justice or Above the Law. But which one? When he's going after Richie? Now we're gonna go Above the Law. We're gonna go Above the Law. Nico Toscani. We're gonna go Above the Law. Oh man, Pamela. Favorite comedian? I've started watching some Matt Rife stuff, and he is hilarious. I would not mind seeing him live, I think. I don't know that I can say he's my favorite. He's my favorite right now. I think Eddie Murphy is probably my favorite. I mean, how you can't go wrong with freaking Raw. So oh, In the Line of Fire is an amazing movie. Eastern Promises is a really good movie too. Yeah. Yep. Well, I'm going to get going, and I'm going to report back. We will get, I'm going to break this down tomorrow. We're going to discuss it with Matt at the end of the stream with Matt tomorrow. And I'm going to do some work on this. I'm going to get back to everybody. I got to come down with 25. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here with me. I truly appreciate it. Love hanging out with everybody. Love talking stocks to everybody. And when we go on tangents, it's great. Really appreciate everybody being here. If you are a member, please look at the video I posted on OneOak. I made a Notebook LM video as kind of a beta test. I'll do more of that stuff. If you guys like it, just leave me a comment on that, and I'll leave that, and I'll do that. And we'll be back tomorrow. I think we're going to come on at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And then I'll be on tomorrow night also at 9 or 9:30. So I'll be on twice tomorrow. So really appreciate everybody being here. You guys are the best. Enjoy the rest of the night. And I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a great night.